don't know how much you heard about it, but we are talking about these 3 cards right up here. We're talking about the way that the partner you're in separation with, which I'm identifying as divine masculine, so take what fits, leave what doesn't, apply it to whomever this is in your relationship, how they're seeing the relationship. So they're actually in a place of isolation and fear, and there's a call for more balance, there's a call for patience, there's a call for temperance, more empathy. They're looking at you like you're shining, like you have your divine purpose, you have your clarity, you know where you're going. They look at you like you're the empress, you have everything going for you, and also you're at the highest vibration. So if they are going to be with you, they have to rise up and be with you, and they're almost feeling like they're not worthy of being with you. They're feeling like they're not worthy of your love, and they're isolating themselves. They're isolating themselves. There might be even some financial struggles going on right now, and they are maybe really thinking they need to have those finances coming up in order to even be with you. And really all you want is their love, their support, their devotion, their emotional support, like to play, to have pleasure, and you like them just the way they are, but they're not really seeing that for themselves right now. So that is one of the first things that we went through. And this also talks about balancing and moderation of like just accepting situations as they are. So I was just in another live, so this is going to be part 2 of it, but I don't know when the sound went out, so I don't know what you missed. Then I asked what are the divine feminine, what is their positioning, and then I asked what the divine masculine's positioning is, but we're going to go over his first, or the divine masculine can be any gender really, just how I'm used to talking. So whoever resonates as divine masculine is the divine masculine, doesn't matter their gender. Okay, so the 4 of Pentacles shows possessive and controlling behavior rooted in fear rather than in love. So this might be someone who's trying to protect themselves from loving. They're actually trying to protect themselves from being loved. They're trying to protect themselves from being hurt, right? So they've obviously been hurt before. And if you see, they've actually have all this light, all of this frequency, a creator all around them, all of these pentacles, all this unconditional love, but they're actually like choking themselves. They're actually withholding it from themselves and closing down their eyes. And even though they have all these light codes flooding into them, all of these gifts, all these miracles, all this blessing, they're refusing to see it. They're refusing to receive it. They're refusing to receive love or even open to it, right? And so that's the kind of positioning of the divine masculine right now. And then we have the 6 of Swords for the divine feminine. And if you can see, they're in a power place. They're in Glastonbury, so they're in a power place. The ocean is here. They are, it's manageable, like it's manageable water. It's a little bit, it's actually pretty calm. I think that's just a light channeling down, but they have their sword in front of them. They have clarity, focus, but they're just coming out of a grieving stage, and they have all of their mental clarity now. They have wielded their challenges. They have come into alignment with their shadow aspects, right? And remember, I'm using the book. I'm using Ultimate Tarot by Biddy Tarot. So good. And I want to see what it says on love and relationships, because this is how I'm going to learn the tarot stronger. And I thought I'd share it with you because it was a really beautiful reading. So, hi. Okay, so divine feminine. This suggests that the divine feminine is looking for love and is maybe needing to have a separation going on right now. So that's what this reading is about too, is that this is a love reading for someone who is in separation with a partner right now, okay? And this talks about being in separation, needing to part ways for a short time so that you can focus on what's important for you. And this gives time apart for a creator, for unconditional love, to also work with your partner, with the divine masculine, to get clear about the relationship and about the value that you hold for each other, and also just that you guys miss each other during this time, but this break is essential so that people can understand their feelings for each other, right? And so this is a really, really beautiful place to be, even though it can kind of be hard, right? Like, I don't know, it's been a huge collective thing to track your shadow aspects right now, and the more that you track your shadow aspects, the happier you become. Because the softness gives way to more boundaries, and the softness gives stronger boundaries where you can still keep your heart open and you can be more open to love, and you just become stronger all around. You're not so you become really whimsical, but you're not so easy to push about, right? And it's just a really beautiful place to be. It's like a beautiful place of wholeness. Okay, so then this card that I pulled was the challenges that need to be unified for everyone to come back together. And the Page of Pentacles is a kind of opening gateway to me of abundance, right? It's like where see that abundance has become in reach. You're starting to manifest miracles and different things around you, but it's still just a little bit out of reach. So things are just starting to come in and they're new to your experience. So you're learning to normalize them right now as just as where you are in your life path right now. And then this goes both ways. And if you look at the positioning of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and you think of this card, they're not learning to normalize and receive love. And you're learning to normalize and receive your own love and to choose yourself regardless of what other people are doing, and to love yourself and to stay on your path and to stay in detachment, trusting in the plan that Creator has for you, trusting that everything that you need will be brought to you, that everything is always working in your favor, and that nothing can actually go wrong, right? This one talks about in relationships, if you're looking for love, it asks you to take a more practical and planned approach to meet someone, and just kind of set yourself up with the goal of meeting someone, but like maybe you're just figuring out your container, you're figuring out your parameters, and you're really asking the universe for a specific type of relationship and partner, right? And it means that you're going to come together more in like, because I asked for this, how it's going to help the challenges that you guys are both going through in your separation right now. And it says to look for more tangible and practical elements instead of dreamy, lovey-dovey feelings. And it just talks about there being a lot less romance right now, and there might be a new business venture starting together, or for each of you, that will actually be beneficial to bringing this relationship back together. So money might be a challenge between you. You might have actually mixed your relationship with business, and that may have been how you met, or it might be how you come back together, right? And so this indicates like that like both parties are very pragmatic and keen to make the relationship work. So both of you are missing each other, both of you love each other, both of you are going to end up coming back together because you have this industriousness to be with each other. And like what I'm picking up on in the energies is like you guys can't stop thinking of each other. This was a divine connection. This was like something that they even call like your divine ordained spouse. And it's, you can watch the replay. I'll post this again. It's going to be 2 parts because I started recording before and I don't know where the sound cut out, so I had to restart again. But you both are like, there's love here. Okay, there's love here. There's attraction. There is this yearning for each other. There was this strong connection of mirroring and synchronicities, and just like, oh, finally someone who like ticks so many of my boxes, right? And not even just from like a ego material way, from like a spiritual perspective. Because right now the collective I'm talking to, you can't just like somebody to check things off of a list. You actually does no, just because someone's clairvoyant doesn't mean that they cursed you. I'll talk about that in a second. Still protect yourself. Everyone's clairvoyant. So if people get mad at you, they can send out a psychic flu. So, but some people do that on purpose. So just want to protect yourself anyway. But not just because someone's clairvoyant. And especially if they're clairvoyant with love, they're going to know that using negative energy against someone else bounces back to them in tenfold, and they're not going to do that. If someone's spiritually immature, they might do that, but no one's going to be taking that risk if they are spiritually mature. And the collective and souls that I'm talking to is definitely spiritually mature and wouldn't be doing that. So this card is very, very positive and hopeful, because it shows great promise for the future in a committed relationship. So this is a challenge that you need to overcome. It maybe it's about communicating to each other that you do miss each other and love each other, but right now I feel like the divine feminine's fully in her magnetism, so I'm not advocating you reach out. Even though you got this reading, just hold the faith, pray for your partner, send them love, and then detach. Let him come to you. It needs to be his choice. He needs to like choose you and prove himself to you and choose you just as much as you chose him, because that's also what I'm seeing here is like you were all in. You chose this relationship as the divine feminine and you went all in, and his fears, his insecurities, his ways of wanting to control, his fears of being hurt again made him let that go. And that's where the weak spot was, and that's where everything slid down and fell down. But this is all part of the plan. You have the inner wisdom and you have the over foresight to understand that everything's working out in your favor and the universe only trades up. So if this divine masculine doesn't come back, greater will rise up another one to step up for you and love you. Okay? So let's see. Okay, so the next cards that I pulled, I asked, where are they? Okay, I asked kind of for future outcomes from his and her perspective. Okay, so we have the Hierophant, the Five of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is the divine feminine's perspective, and she's kind of seeing things from a spiritual lens. She has driven, so again, she, he, genders, doesn't matter, whoever resonates as a divine feminine has seen themselves from a spiritual perspective. So they know they need to call all their energy back in. They know that they need to just rely on whatever they need to do to heal their heart and whatever they need to do to call their energy back in, to focus it back out onto their divine purpose, because that is what creates true magnetism. They don't need to chase anything. They don't need to be arrogant about it. They don't need to feel entitled, but they are also going to stand and know their worth. And if you can't love me, someone else will love me, type of thing, right? So I don't know why I can't find this right now. I found it. Okay, let's look in the book. So the Hierophant in the book, because this is about the future outcome of this relationship, okay? Future potentials that are coming in from her perspective, or from divine feminine perspective. And so this is a focus on tradition and established structures. So this is about marriage. This is about true fulfillment. This is about, like, that container I talked about, really, really knowing what you want. And it talks about tradition, like you may get married before you move in together. You might decide to be celibate and really just date in a more traditional way of courting before you actually are intimate with each other, right? This talks about monogamy, structured relationship. It talks about conventional ways of finding a partner instead of, just trying maybe a dating app, something like that. Okay. This talks about also not just staying together for the wrong reasons, not choosing a partner for the wrong reasons. It talks about not allowing a relationship to lower your vibration. So if you are in this separation right now, you chose it for the right reasons. You weren't staying together just because it made sense to stay together. You were not choosing this from the wrong reasons. And then when it started to be an energy drag, you took a separation, you took a break to preserve your peace, to preserve your energy. And that was really important, and it was a really powerful place to be. Okay, there's the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups here, you can look. Again, she's kind of like in that black. She's got a cup spilled, and she's in really huge grief about this one cup being spilled. But look at all the other cups that she has, and then she's got a portal behind her that's going to the most beautiful, like, desires of her heart, but she has her back to it, and she's so focused on this one spilled cup in her grief that she's really not seeing what's in front of her if she just turned around. So this is your positioning right now of, like, you're really moving away from that detachment, being over focused on these past habits is what I'm seeing. It's like you have past habits of really being so anxious and upset when something didn't work out, but you're really starting to be like, well, but wait a second, I've got like 4 more cups here, and like, what's over here? What's through this portal? Like, this is everything that I asked for, and it's all coming to you, and you're really just starting to turn yourself around and understand. There was some grieving that went on, though, of course, with the separation, and it was just a temporary disappointment, right? Because there was a lot of promise and potential, and then it's like they showed you they weren't quite who they you thought they were. You thought that they were stronger than this. Like maybe you tested their masculinity, you tested their devotion to you, you tested their loyalty to see if it would match yours, because you have that traditional mindset and structuring of relationships, and they kind of let you down, right? Like they ran. And so again, though, not internalizing that they ran because of you or that anything's wrong with you. They're like, but just also checking yourself. Like you're checking about, like, did I have too high expectations? Did I put pressure there? Did I expect too much too soon? You know, and if you're having really just not a lot of luck in love, you're just kind of trying a different approach before you invest time and emotionally invest in other people. And that's a really good place to be. You really, this also just talks about taking that break. So this again confirms that the break was the best thing you could do for each other, to give each other time to heal. But reconciliation is possible in this relationship. But you really want to give yourself time and space before jumping back in. And really understanding that the universe only trades up, right? So all of these cups are leading to true fulfillment. This situation was the best thing for you to reclaim any weak spots within yourself, any strengths, any powers, any self-esteem pieces, and you're getting all of that back as you move forward. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. And she knows how to manifest. She knows how to call in exactly what she needs. She's not chasing anything down. She knows it all comes to her. All she has to do is sit there in her energy, in her sovereignty, with her heart open, and chop wood, carry water. Do the things that make sense to do, stay connected to Creator, and things are still going to come to her. This talks about singleness, independence. It talks about staying in this free state until the right relationship comes to you. It talks about not just choosing relationship just to have a relationship, just to check off a box, right? This talks about nurturing and supportive relationships that are reciprocal emotionally and financially. That it also talks about really just stabilizing your own life with all of the abundance and balance and just like material fulfillment that you could ever need or want. And you might have been calling this in, because I feel like the collective I'm talking to has been single for a long time, and that's why this relationship was so unnerving for you, was because you were like, oh my gosh, finally someone I'm attracted to, and they have integrity, and they are like me, they care for themselves, they care for their body, they're not into a whole bunch of toxic overculture things. They actually have ambition, they're good at what they do, you know, they make a good income. Like it was just all these boxes got ticked off for you, and you were like, yeah, okay, this is exactly what I called in to manifest. And then when it kind of went into separation, you were like, what the hell? But you're finding your way back to this, because this was also showing you the unshakable foundation that you have in your own being and in your own life that you have cultivated now up to this point, that actually is not going to be able to be taken away by anyone else. Like you are going to stay. You understand the difference between compromise in a relationship and compromising who you are, and you will never do that again. You'll never allow yourself to be siphoned. You'll never allow yourself to lose yourself to such a point, with even just your body care, with your beauty, with your expression of self. You are just so grounded in divinity and grounded in stability, and you have this unification between your own inner divine masculine and your inner divine feminine that is creating this solid structure of beauty for you. Okay, so then let's look at it from his perspective. We have the Lovers, the Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. So the Lovers is union. It is lovers. It's a relationship coming back together. So this shows the potential of, like, he is thinking right now, this divine masculine is strategizing, like, how can I bring this back together? How can I make this work? She's pregnant in this card to me. Like, it's hard to say. Sometimes they just look merged. But right now she looks pregnant to me. So family is really significant here. Unification, like, they know that you're the one, and they know they messed it up, but they don't really know what to do with that right now. Like, they're so overwhelmed by this energy and by this revelation, that they're almost like, what is it? Like, you know, it's like fawn, freeze, flight or something. That's like the trauma response. Like, they're in the fawn phase. They're just like frozen Why is it going blurry now? Or rude? Why is this camera crazy? All right. That is so annoying. There we go. Okay, so we're just having all the technical issues. So someone really doesn't want me to get this message out to you. And I would say, like, we're going to call Jesus in, we're going to call Hecate, we're going to call Kali, call Archangel Michael in, and we're going to ask for any demonic influence or any entity influence on your love life with your partner or with you to be completely dissolved, disintegrated, and released now. And that no, nothing but Holy Spirit, nothing but unconditional love comes over you and your partner and brings you back together in holy sanctified union as it is meant to be, or brings you into union with your most compatible soulmate as it is meant to be, to create fulfillment and joy and help you further along in your purpose. And so it is proclaimed, and so it is now. And so let's just do that over this. We ask Archangel Michael to protect this message and get it to the people who want to get it. And you can even see like how I'm got a little tongue-tied there. So they're trying to really shut down communication between you and this partner, because you and this partner together, you're going to rise to greater heights. You're going to keep nefarious energies off of your divine masculine. You're going to help them grow and rise. Even them choosing you, even them going through this little pocket of separation is causing them to grow, and your energies connected. For some of you, you actually already were intimate with each other, and that connection is helping you to grow, to heal, and to call into a higher purpose. Like, as you stay, the divine feminine stays in her empress energy. When he rises up and joins her there, that creates a holy sanctified union. And that means that both of your money expands, your careers expand, your expression and capacity to help each other expands. He anchors you because he's in his divinity. He anchors you so that you can flourish even more in your divine feminine capacity. And trust me, the nefarious forces of this earth do not love that when that happens. And that's why they are trying to keep us apart. So keep praying over your relationship. Even if you don't end up with this person, you always want to pray for their best and highest good, because all that energy goes into both your universal bank accounts and comes back to you tenfold. And it just keeps you rising higher and higher and always trading up. And this is why we always manage our emotions, we manage our jealousy, we manage our anger, we manage our energy with divinity. And we ask divine perspective to come in and attone our mind and to shift our frequency so that we are always in the highest vibration of love and light, and we're giving that out so it's always coming back to us. And that's true spiritual capacity. I can say all these words that I want to you, but if you're not actually asking for some of these things and allowing yourself to receive them, then you're not really living an embodied spiritual purpose, and then it just becomes words, right? So what do we have here for the levels? Love is primary, and it reflects the state in our connections. It's really talking about the beginning of romance, and it's about relationships that are founded on pure respect rather than lust and physical attraction. So again, this talks about the masculine coming into a place where they're not connecting so much on physical attraction and 3D capacities. They're connecting on 5D capacities. They're connecting and really beginning to see you in a way, like they may have started as 3D because that was habits from their heartbreak, but they're really really understanding now what they gave up and what they could offer and what you could be together. And that's kind of just coming in and resonating as Creator works with them. And it is coming to that unification. Look at the pyramid here, right? And again, the water and the ocean. Okay. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So, where are we? That is not what I want to do. Okay, you know what? We're going to do the 7 of Cups first, because that's where we're at. Okay, let's do 7 of Cups first. So, can you see it? That's so pretty. Okay, so this talks about looking for love. It talks about having many options and many people trying to win. So he The divine masculine probably has many options in front of them, but like really none of them are comparing to you because you're the empress. There's just something about your energy. There's something about the way you connected. There's something about the way you saw them. Something about the way that you, like, they could be themselves with you and you wanted them for them. You didn't want them for anything but who they were. And you didn't expect anything of them other than like loving them exactly where they were at, exactly how they showed up. And that is just standing out in their mind. The peace that you brought them, there's just things that money can't buy. There's just things like people can get all the plastic surgery in the world and look a certain way, but you can't buy character. You can't buy kindness. You cannot buy a connection to divinity where pure unconditional source light and love flows through you and into the other person. And the divine masculine is really seeing that and realizing that right now. They're really realizing like everything that you would bring to a relationship, and they're really seeing in all of these, like, I think there's been some interference from friends I'm picking up with, and they were like, well, you can do better. You have all these options in front of you. And they're looking at all these options, and they might even be trying out all these options, but none of them compare to you. And all of these options are just reinforcing how that you are the best choice. And so it is really important. I can take some questions at the end if you want. But let me just finish this. I'm almost done, I promise. And so, okay, so they're really seeing like you are the total package of the prize. They already seen you as the empress, which made them kind of feel like maybe they weren't good enough, but they're really starting to come in to see that you guys are a really good match and what they can give to you and what you give to them and how you draw out the best in them as well. Okay, last one, the Six of Pentacles. Okay, where are we? Six of Pentacles. Okay, well, if you look, she's really mastering her own frequency. She's in the galaxy portals. She's out in the universe. She's in Holy Temple. All of her temples are aligned. I count kind of 4 archways there, depending on how you count them. You actually could get 7. And so her chakras are in alignment. She has all these pentacles floating up inside of her, but she has her eyes closed down and she's really turned into herself. And she's really bringing out her inner temples and her inner energetics out into the physical. And this is... because we're talking about the divine masculine perspective right now, but I feel like this is how the divine masculine sees. Like, I think he's really starting to, they are really starting to understand that you each manifested each other. And this was like so much of your wish list that you asked for in a relationship. And it's also talking about like friends and family and the significance that their opinion and their energy can have them. And didn't I just say like someone's influencing the relationship? So their family and their friends might be influencing this relationship, and I think they're weighing in their mind like, can you fit into their life? Can you meet their family? How will that go? Will you be accepted, right? And they are suggesting that you don't have a dependency going on for each other other than through love and energy and divinity, and to really allow yourself to come into balance so that one person doesn't just hold a passive role and the other person's doing all the driving. But I do believe that in the past, because there were so many options for this masculine, for this divine masculine, that they were bored and they would just allow themselves to be in a passive role while all of these other suitors did stuff for them, which actually robbed them of being in their divine masculine capacity, which is really boring for them and actually kills polarity. And you are doing the opposite. You're not chasing your detachment, and then no pressure and no anger. Your emotional control, your emotional intelligence is so attractive to this masculine, because they are like, what is this? It's like a fresh perspective, and they're like, I thought a woman like this, or divine feminine, take it where it leads, flip it where you need to, but divine feminine like this would exist, but I didn't actually believe it did. And now they're just kind of still doing all their emotional math on that to see if this is actually true or could work out. And they're also coming back into a balancing of like, they understand that they have to make the move. They need to step up into their masculine. They need to come for you. They need to put out the energy, capacity, and also it's going to feel good for them to do that. And so that's kind of what's rising in them right now. Excuse me, confirmation burp. And that's what the, because the air comes out. That's what the, like creator and divinity is working with them on right now, is bringing back their masculine capacities, not so they chase, because I don't really believe in that runner chaser thing anyway. I don't think that's healthy, I should say, rather as opposed to I don't believe in it. It happens, but I don't believe that's necessarily healthy. But a masculine pursues. A masculine is the hunter. A masculine's energy is ignited, and you create a very strong sexual polarity when you ignite their masculine, if they're living as a divine masculine. It's just how they work. They're hunters. When you're not pursuing, they get to step up in the pursuer role, and when they have to work for you, they value you more, and so therefore they're going to choose the relationship. Also, when they choose the relationship, it also makes them fall in love. That's how psychologically even men fall in love. So okay. Yeah, they're trying to figure out a better balanced relationship. They're trying to figure out how to come back to you. They're trying to figure out how to say they're sorry. And like, it's so funny how we overcomplicate things. Like, just say you're sorry. Just pick up the dang phone and call and say you're sorry, and then go from there, you know? Just to overthink everything now. Okay, so that is the end of this reading. Oh, I'm so glad it resonates. Yay, sunshine. 67. So Noxie, if you have any questions and you're still here, go ahead and type them in the chat, and I will post some cards for you, and we can get them checked out. I cannot believe, well, I can believe. It's always so shocking. I can do this for so long and like still be so in awe of like creator and how like quickly and masterfully creator just answers what you ask. It's like, it's always so wild, but like so cool. And, you know, all the things that I've been able to overcome, and like cards were one of my very first tools that ever opened. And I just love cards so much. And like now you can just, I always pick things that resonate with creator's divinity, with unconditional love. And those are the tools that I end up working with. And it always ends up just so beautiful. I'm going to pull out the Wisdom of Avalon deck for your question, Noxie. Let's see. Are you Canadian? I thought I heard an accent. I don't think that I have an accent, but I am Canadian, and so I must, because I hear it in others too, right? Okay, what's your question? So can I know who/what is coming in love? Well, okay, so I'm more of a soul activator. I like connect you to the things that your soul and your guides want you to have the most, that will bring in the most abundance and will bring in love. So let's just see, but let's see what I can get for you. Can I know who or what is coming in love? Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right, so you have a lot of cards that are upside down. So right now you're needing some inner child work. So let's talk about Damara first, and then we're gonna go. I think I went. Okay, let's do this first. Okay, so Noxie, their inner child work is really, really, really important for you right now. And it is so important for you to just go back and reparent and love yourself at different ages. So often we talk about inner children work or inner child work, but like child denotes one child. And what I love to do with my clients is I like to get them to set up a temple, a holy temple in their astral fields, and to actually go and work with different aspects of your inner children, but like all the way up into your 20s, because sometimes we're still not spiritually mature all the way up into our 20s, and we can have relational experiences that are still controlling us because we aren't loving that rogue child within, right? And so there's some inner child work here that needs to be done. I honestly would say between the ages of 3 to 7, and then that 20-year-old kind of came out. I would say between the ages of 17 to 21. I feel like go back and work with that aspect of yourself. Like, go surround her in a field of love. Go with your guardian angels and like talk to her and meet her and see what she believes and see what she went through and what she's interested in, and then reparent her. And then also like give each of those aspects of your inner children a give them what they needed then, now, because you're in the astral realms, right? So can technically be called your imagination, even though it's your clairvoyant sight, and we know that. But you can actually like imagine that into being, all of the lessons or the hobbies or the skills or even the animals or the experiences that your inner child wanted at that age that they were not able to get from their actual experience now. And that is so, so, so healing for you. Okay. And then, and you're very focused on your work and your career, so just maybe you need more play and you need more pleasure in your life too, right? So also, once you have done some inner work, and you don't have to do each, like do one child every few days or something. Like, you don't need to do it like all in one night. I mean, if it works and your energy works that fast, like mine does, right? You can, but just do one at a time and really spend some time with that child at those prominent ages. And you can actually just place your hands on your heart and ask, like, what age do I need to work on the most for myself right now? Right? Okay. And Tamara will help you. Ask Tamara to help you. Ask her to show you like what I already told you some ages, but like what age is best for me to work with tonight, you know, and Tamara will help you. And you can actually ask Tamara to help you work with your inner children right before you go to sleep too, right? You might also just have a purpose with children. I don't know if you have children now. Okay. And then you had, hi, sweet girl. Then you had all of these cards come upside down. And when upside down cards come, it just means that you're actually worrying about this more than you needed to. And so you're almost blocking your own relationship right now by not having a relationship with yourself. And you're still looking outside yourself to have someone validate you when you are actually the most equipped to give yourself the love you need. And ironically, once you give yourself all the love that you need and you keep surrendering back, not that you won't have somebody, but you surrender that need to have it and really understand that you have all the tools you need to love yourself. As soon as you get into that place, you really do end up purifying your vessel, and you actually get to come back into alignment, and it really does call in that person or rise that person up. Now, the other thing that's been coming through in my readings a lot lately is we are in the Aquarian age. So as we come back into this relationship of falling in love with yourself, this is actually grounding the spiritual field, and it's allowing the masculines to ground also and rise. And cats might be significant here because my cat, you can see her little paw. My cat has come over here, and panthers might be significant because she looks like a mini panther, and she's come over here and sat beside me as I'm reading for you. Okay. And then, okay, so purification is also really important. So think body, mind, heart, and spirit. Okay. And so spiritually, I feel like we just talked about the spiritual component for you is working with the inner children. That's the inner energetics. That's your spiritual capacity. Then we go mind. So mind, what music are you listening to? Are you watching a lot of TV? What are you feeding your body cells? Really start to purify yourself. Go on like mini detoxes or cleanses. Try to eat more fruits and vegetables. If you are in Canada, then it's summer, like we're coming into summer for you. So try to eat more fruits and vegetables. Try to eat more live foods and cleaner foods and anything that raises up your frequency. And then also really just be mindful of the situations, because you actually had it twice. If you look here, you actually have sensitivity twice. Like, you really want to check the relationships that you have, and even the words that you're speaking right now. Like, are you speaking into being what you want? Have you written down to the universe that like, what exactly do you want in a partnership? And then also look at that list and ask, like, do I exhibit those attributes? Because we're mirrors right now, right? And so you are going to attract a mirror of what you are, and look into your subconscious also and be like, is there any blocks that are stopping me from having this because I don't actually believe in it? Okay. But your sensitivity is increasing. So your relationships, your environments, they cannot be too harsh. There just needs to be a whole purification process going on for you. And the ocean might be really important. Spending some time by the ocean, praying over your water, talking over your water, over your, like having baths, or even if you just want to have showers, that's fine. But if you have a bath, talk over the water and speak into it, like what you are having and what you have been wanting. And like I can see her saying here, like, you haven't been eating very well. Well, I was actually, when I was walking today, I was reading different energies as I was walking, and I was noticing that I think a lot of women are not eating well, or having even substance addictions and different kinds of toxins in their body because they're heartbroken. Like, the disconnection between the masculine and feminine in our world right now is so vast and so wild. But the thing is, if we aren't in our goddess energy, if we aren't taking care of our temple, if we aren't beautifying ourselves, not even just for the environment around us, like, beautify yourself for yourself. It doesn't mean you have to wear makeup or dresses, like however you define beauty, do that, but do it for yourself and put some effort into it. Like, adorn yourself in such a way. And again, it doesn't, like, it could just be taking care of your skin. It could be doing your hair a certain way. It could be maybe refreshing your wardrobe, but like beautifying yourself creates a magnetism. And when you do this purification, body, mind, heart, and spirit, you actually can come into this beautiful frequency and this glow that attracts and draws everything to you like a magnet, right? And so however you express beauty, start to do that through your own expression in this world, and know that you deserve it. And don't let people around you say it's too much or too little or whatever you want. Just do it, right? But that can also be through baking. That can also be through just all kinds of things. So, yeah. And then the heart purification, I think maybe just some forgiveness. Maybe you need to do some self-forgiveness, and just really talk to the universe or whatever you believe is a higher power about what it is that's bothering you right now. Like, why are you sad, right? What is hindering that? Like, and it can be like, I don't have a partner and I really wanted a partner and I really want to experience divinity through a partnership, right? And then start to build that within yourself. Like, I am my own best friend and my own partner right now, even though I'm so happy and grateful for this experience, but I still want a partner. And so seeing things like that, I am so happy and grateful for my experience now and everything I am now, but I still want a partner. I still crave a divine masculine, right? And so saying things like that is going to be really important. Know that you are loved and you are spiritually protected. So sometimes we don't take care of our body temple because we don't feel safe, but that's coming back to that inner child work for you. I feel like there's some safety things that need to go on, but knowing you are safe, you are protected. And like, you probably had past life in a Buddhist relationship. Like, this is this is white Tara, but she's connected to green Tara, of course. You might have had some Buddhist Diva training. You might really resonate with being a Dakini. And then you might also resonate with ancient Greece, right? And there's a deer in this picture. So it's about really giving yourself grace and giving yourself forgiveness, and really allowing yourself to just be gentle as you move into this new way of being, because we have been highly, highly trained by our overculture to be in our masculine. And when we're in our masculine, it's fine. There's a place and a time for that. But if we're in our masculine all the time, and especially in our love relationships or when we're seeking love, we kill the polarity. We kill the polarity of what we want, and we kill attraction in ourselves and in the other person. So really cultivating this divine feminine capacity to love yourself, to nourish yourself, to care for yourself, to cultivate that inner glow, and to adorn yourself on the outside however it seems appropriate and beautiful to you. It really does create magic in your life. It's not just physical actions, because you're bringing in the embodiment of it, right? Like, you're bringing it in from the inside out. And you ask your higher self to guide you too. Okay, boundaries as well. So Ishtara, you might have had past lives in Babylonia, Syria, and just some of the ancient cultures that we actually don't even have records of anymore. It seems to me like you're a really ancient soul. So some of your grieving that I'm sensing in your heart right now, you're also grieving for your star family. You're grieving for those communities where we had unconditional love and light and connection. And so your energetic boundaries are just kind of going through a transcendence right now. There's just like a lot of testing going on in your outer environment, including this kind of spiritual isolation that you're in, where you're looking for a partner, and you Yeah, it's because you're from there and you had ancient cultures. You have so much ancient cultures in your Akashic records. You are an ancient soul, so you've been here for such a long time that you've probably lived, been, and experienced many of the cultures that you're interested in. But right now, your boundaries are going through a little like upgrade. And so, boundaries are supposed to be fences with gates where we keep in the good and let out the bad. They're not supposed to be castle fortress walls that just keep everything out. So, really assess how your boundaries have been. Like, boundaries are also like, what is important to you and how do you want it to be treated, right? But then also it's energy boundaries. It's like I'll give you my love and my light when I have it in overflow, but you can't just take it. You're not allowed to siphon it. You're not allowed to devalue me. You're not allowed to take excessively. It's those kinds of things, and really standing in your energy field and being like, I will help you, but I won't do it to my own depletion or my own detriment. And so I think that's really important for you right now as well. Oh, I gotta stretch my leg out. Okay. Ooh. All right, so then we have Irene, peace. There's no need to worry. Everything is working out beautifully. So honestly, I know that you are already doing so much spiritual work, and there's just these little things and these little places of focus that if you clean these up and you bring some focus here, it's actually going to make huge monumental shifts for you, and that like everything's already working out for you. Dolphins might be really significant to you. This is like, just like, there's no need to worry, right? Like, so any worrying that you're doing, I would keep surrendering that to whatever you call a higher power. So I call it creator. I believe we come from pure unconditional source, light, and love. So I will say, like, creator, please atone my mind. Like, my mind is making me sad right now. My mind is not helping me. I need motivation. Or I'll actually pray and say, that's a prayer, what I just said, but I'll actually also say, may I borrow your courage? May I borrow your faith until I find my own? That's a really powerful prayer for you as well, especially when you find yourself worrying. And also when you find yourself worrying, I would write a letter to the universe and I would affirm to myself, like, even when things don't seem to be working out how I think I want them to, everything is always working in my favor, right? And just really believing and knowing that everything is always working out to your highest good. And all of this will attune your frequency to bring in the highest vibrational frequency of love, okay? And then this as well. Remember, these cards were upside down, so it meant you were worrying about them, but you actually have such a bright future ahead of you. And I believe that there's more love and interest around you than you're actually noticing right now. Sometimes we focus on that external love and we focus on that partner, and we forget to just kind of notice the intimacy and the love all around us. Like the love from the universe when someone tells you, oh, you look beautiful today, or gives you a compliment because you helped them, right? Like, we actually forget how much love is actually surrounding us right now. And if we can remember that and have gratitude for it every day and in every moment and drink it up, we start to just have this contentment and this fulfillment that will kind of see us through until our divine partner shows up for us. Because I don't believe we are meant to totally be alone, but I do know we're in an age of Aquarian right now where we are being called, especially as women, as divine feminines, we're being called back to remembering who we are, remembering our value, remembering how lovable we are, remembering how loved we are, remembering how beautiful it is for us to even be here, and that we are a gift. Our energy is a gift. Our sexuality is a gift, right? And that I think, like, I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. It's wild to me in dating when people are like, oh, just go with the flow. Okay, so go with the flow. Like, okay, so if you have a business contract, are you gonna go with the flow? Are you gonna say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna set up all this stuff for you, I'm gonna do all this equipment, and if you pay me whatever you feel like, we're just gonna go with the flow? No, you're gonna have a business contract. You're gonna know your worth, you're gonna know your value, you're gonna set your price, right? And yet where you do that so easily in business, but when it comes to the most precious and beautiful gift and resource we have, which is ourselves, our energy, and as a divine feminine, we have our womb, we are a receiver, we are a portal of life, we're just going to go with the flow? No. Like, I'm not judging anyone who does that. I'm just saying, like, remember how much of a beautiful, precious gift that you are, and don't just give it away. Okay, and love it first, and like love your like love yourself and like know that you are the prize. And remember that in nature, the masculine performs for the feminine. They audition for her to choose. We are the DNA gatekeepers. We are the portals and the bearers of life. So we choose the best partner and mate. And that comes from releasing all attachment within ourselves, understanding what a beautiful, valuable gift and prize we are, not in an ego-driven way, in a humble way. And we lead with that. We stand in that. We embody that. We don't even have to say it because it comes out through our energy boundaries because we believe it and we're living it. And then other people start to value us too, right? So buy yourself some flowers tomorrow. Like throw on lip gloss, whatever it is. I don't know what you call beautiful, and I'm not going to define it for you, but like, I love just having my hair done. I love like putting a nice shine oil in my hair, and I love just like even just putting some bronzer on my skin and my face and just kind of carving out my cheekbones. Like, that makes me feel beautiful. Like, I do my makeup in a way that makes me feel beautiful. I wear clothes. I really love dresses, so I wear clothes and jewelry that makes me feel beautiful. And I want that for you too. And don't do it for anyone else. You do it for you. Okay, so I hope this helps. I love you so much. I am gonna go now, but yeah, if you ever want to book a private reading for me, anybody, you can email me or my team will schedule you within 48 hours. And I love doing this reading so much for you. I hope it helped. And you can watch the replay at any time. You can connect to me at any time. And I love you so much. Know that I'm praying for you. I am always wishing the utmost health, abundance, wealth, blessings, and just that you connect with your soul and the highest well springs of wisdom and love within and around you, to the spiritual technology that we came down here with, so that you can live your most beautiful, fulfilling life anchored in divine frequency and waking up the masses with pure, unconditional source light and love. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and have the best day and sleep, depending where you are.